What's going on, Scrub Fam? We are back. Not Matt Coombs, but supporting the 3XG t-shirt. Just got it in the mail today. You guys have not checked out Matt's Patreon. He puts out articles, a whole bunch of deck profile stuff like that. So for being the highest tier member, you do get one of these shirts for free, and they are also for sale, I believe, in the Beard Collectibles store. So you guys should check that out as well. I'm just going to go over my Gencon experience, everything. So I ended up flying out Thursday morning around like 5 a.m. Landed in Indy early. Got there. I was demoing Thursday, the beginning shift. So got there, met up with like Jim, the other ARG guys at the Dragon Ball booth, and started demoing, which was surprisingly harder than I thought. Like, obviously, you know how to play the game, but to explain to new players. So when the players had previous card game experience, it wasn't that hard. Like there were players who had played Magic before, Pokemon before. They have like a similar mechanic system for some of the mechanics. So like those aspects were pretty easy. But there were a few people that had never played any card games before. They had played like tabletop games, stuff like that. So it was a little bit more difficult for them to completely understand, especially when the way I'm used to explaining it to people is to people with more of a card game background. So that was definitely a learning curve to learn how to demo and like learn how to demo effectively, to really like help them understand the game and not just walk them through it, so they actually understand what's going on. So that was actually a lot of fun. I was pretty busy pretty much for the entire shift. After that, I don't pretty much just hung out. I'm pretty sure we got dinner with Trey. This is me, Scott, Dashy, Trey, and then some of my other local friends that were in our hotel room and stuff. So we ended up getting dinner. I'm pretty sure just hung out like Amir, Chris Welch, Marcus Cantarsi, and the other Shenron's Lair dudes. Tim, I can't pronounce his last name, Peliciano. I don't want to butcher it. But the other Shenron's Lair dudes, we hung out with them a little bit because they were in the hotel room literally across the hall from us, because Amir and the guys from that team we've known for a long time. So we planned that so we could hang out and everything. Going into Friday, I was pretty confident in my deck. So I played at Hurdigarn at Boston, and I ended up making top 16, had some success with the deck, but I just didn't really feel comfortable in the games I was playing. I was either just like winning on the combo fight in like a close situation, or I was just drawing really good and I was just blowing my opponent up because I was like, okay, my hand's like really good, you're just gonna die. Or like there were games where it was getting like close because I'm like taking my own life, going down like 1 or 2 life to try and kill them in the combo, the last push. So obviously when you go for that last push, it's a little bit of pressure involved, but the deck works really well for doing that. Going into this weekend, I opted to play Super Saiyan 3 because I felt like the leader is just broken. Starting an energy up, especially when going first, is really, really strong. And so if you're playing against non-Hurdigarn, it's super good. If you're playing against Hurdigarn, they want to go second generally anyway, but I still want to go first as SS3. I know not all players feel the same way. Like, for example, Matt said in his video, like, he prefers to go second on SS3 because he doesn't want Hurdigarn to get that advantage or whatever. I usually, from the way I play the deck, I just want to have my energy advantage first. If I can play hit when they have like 2 energy, it's super good. Because I'm pretty confident the way my deck was built. Which our decks were like 1 card off, so it's not like they were built differently. It could have been the playstyle, stuff like that. Play experience, because he does have a lot more testing. He does grind games and test, so he could be completely right where Harudagon, you want to go first and you want to go second, being the SS3 player. But that, again, it's all, I don't know, up in the air depending on the player. I could just be wrong. I don't play test enough to say that I'm definitively right. So I ended up going SS3. And then there's obviously a lot of variations of mono blue, blue green, blue yellow, red blue. You can do different colors in there. You can do like red yellow if you really want to, stuff like that. I I opted to go red-blue because I felt the Zeno chain is just too powerful versus other SS3 decks. It's really good versus the blue deck, it's really good versus the green deck, and then it's really good just when you're in a bad situation. And then hit for seeing hit is just an absurdly powerful card. Like when I'm just looking at like the mid game, like guys for each color, like in mono blue your 4-drops like Bergamo, right? Really solid card. In green you have like Analyzer and Piccolo, both really good. But hit to me is just so good. I could just play it, remove their threats from their hand so they can't do anything on their turn pretty much, just slow them down or remove their defense and just pressure them a lot. And then if their hand is really scary, like and I know once they get their threat bats, they're gonna be threats back. They're gonna really be able to do some damage. Then I can chain out the next turn or play another hit the next turn and just really help me take the threats out of their hand and secure easier wins. And then Topo is just insane. Being able to untap energy and have like a blue to red open for like a Coercion or a Bean Topo. And then so many times people would mess up because they would attack. I would tap a red for like combo Gohan or something. They're like, okay, you can't Topo. They'd attack or whatever. I'd be okay, Bean, untap the red. And then my Topo's live again. So they would. That happened so many times where people just thought the negate was. I couldn't negate now because I tapped the red. And I would just Bean and untap the red, something like that. And it happened a lot. So Topo is just a super good card, especially in this format. It can clear the board. So these are like the reasons I just really wanted to go red. Felt that was really good on the defensive crackback plays, like the combo Gohan Topo. Being able to play bodies on your opponent's turn for a low energy cost is really powerful because then you can use them to pressure your opponent while playing your own battle card on your own turn. There were a few things that I probably would have changed going back, especially with like the side deck. But overall, I really liked the way the deck worked. I played the same deck both days. So day one, I ended up 3-0-2, and then I unfortunately got disqualified. I will get into that. And then going into day two, so I didn't get my invite day one, obviously. Going into day two, now the pressure was on. Originally, I planned to get the invite the first day, ideally, and then be able to enjoy the con Saturday. That obviously didn't work out, so I had to play and go hard. So I ended up using the same deck because I was doing really well before incident happened on day one, and then I ended up going 6-2. I was actually 1-2 after round 3, and I almost dropped from the tournament. I was really distraught, I'd say. I just was not feeling like in the mood. I was obviously at that point pretty upset from yesterday still, because now I'm just like, if I don't get this invite, like I should have got it yesterday, and then something happened, and then now I'm in not a great spot, and I ended up winning out the last 5 rounds. And then the last round, I ended up playing my good friend Amir, and I gotta give a shout out to him. He had won his invite the day before on Friday. So going to the last round, he just conceded to me and put me into that top 16, which was really thankful for him for doing that. We did end up playing at the hotel because he was talking crazy, saying how, you know, he helped me get my invite and like he was being like a nice friend. So I 2-0'd him in the dirt at the hotel room just to shut him up. But nice guy Amir. And then going into the deck tournament profiles, day one I started off playing against a SS3 swap deck. I want to say no, that was round 2, or that was day 2. I don't remember who I played round 1. Oh, I do. I played a Mira leader, the new Mira leader with Cell Chain, round 1 of day 1. Almost lost game 1. He cell chained me, and then almost was able to do the mirror chain in the same turn when I was at 4 life, which would have killed me, obviously, because I would have had no cards in my hand. And he would have attacked me with the cell double striker 30k, and then the mirror like 100k double striker. So, thankfully, he was missing one of the pieces for that. So, ended up squeaking out game 1. And game 2, I had a little bit more of an advantage. I'm pretty sure he just didn't hit the cell chain, and I ended up killing him pretty early because I'm pretty sure I hit and then pressure him from there, if I remember. And then round 2, I played, I can't remember his name. He was a nice young boy. He was like 10 years old. He was playing GT Super Saiyan 3, and I ended up getting that win 2-0. He was obviously newer to the game. so I was trying to help him out during the game and give him a little bit of pointers on some of the plays. Well, not just coaching him, because I'm not gonna try and tell my opponent what to do while they're playing. I don't feel like that's right. I'm just was trying to help him understand the situations that we were in, and so help him understand what he was doing and why he was doing it. Round 3, I ended up playing Rishi. I can't pronounce his last name. Kadhari. Sorry. Guys, if you ever go in Majin Buu's candy shop, you definitely know who he is. Really nice guy. I played him game 1. I absolutely punted. So it was super close games, getting down to the wire. I had 4 red, 2 blue, and I was going to play hit. And I had Senzu Bean with Chain Attack Trunks in hand into Burst Attack Gohan with the little Trunks on the board. I had a huge play, and I accidentally, when I played hit, I tapped the 2 blue and 2 red like an absolute idiot. And then I went to attack in Senzu Bean, and I tapped my blue. For some reason, instead of going 3 red, 1 blue, or 4 red, didn't really matter because I was going to bean and untap 2 red. But the point is, I needed to leave the blue open to play the bean, to be able to evolve the chain attack into the burst, to play the burst attack, to create this huge tempo swing on the last turn of the game. So, and on top of that, that Senzu Bean alone, because I was comboing out that, once I realized the misplay, I just comboed out, and he ended up beating it by 5k. So that was unfortunate. So the Senzu Bean alone, just from the combo value, would have been game, plus the additional play that would have created. So I lost game 1 from just simply from a misplay, which is unfortunate. And then going into game 2, I ended up winning that with the Chain Zeno plays. He was playing green, blue SS3, and he had a pretty decent board in hand, and I'm pretty sure Zeno that game just got a pretty good value on, I want to say Piccolo and something else. Maybe it was like even 2 Piccolos or Piccolo and an Analyzer. He had a pretty solid board when I Zenoed, and it kind of swung the game from there. And it still ended up being a really close game. He, off of that, I'm pretty sure he hit another Analyzer and just started putting a lot of pressure on me. But I ended up getting Topo off the Zeno, and that really helped me protect myself and pressure him on that next turn. The next round, I played Tim from Shenron's Lair. He was playing Red Pan. These were both really close games, really grindy games, but I ended up taking both of them pretty much just from getting card advantage through like Kefla and stuff like that, and just closing the game out in some tight games. His deck just does not want to die. For most of the game, I felt like I was in complete advantage. I was in complete control of the game, but then it ended up being a lot grindier than I thought. Got back down to low card in hand, all these things, where he just put on a lot of pressure when I didn't expect it and stuff, and played the match really well. I think if he had made a different deck choice, he would have seen more success, just because Pan isn't the strongest leader right now, or the strongest deck. And then going to the next round, this is where the unfortunate turn of events happened. So at this point, I was 3-0-1. I was playing Arturo Rodriguez from Kitchen Table Meta. So if you guys don't know Arturo, he's a great player. I met him in Connecticut, and then again in Boston we talked, and then he was again at Gencon I saw him. So I was pretty excited to play him actually, and I haven't got to play him yet, and I really think he's a good player, plays spicy decks, so I thought it was going to be a fun match. I ended up taking game 1. He was playing Mono Blue SS3. Zeno was getting a lot of value and stuff, but Bergamo was really putting in work. So, and going into game 2, side decking everything, and I was in a pretty comfortable position for a lot of the game. But then as he started to edge up the game, I was really just looking for Zeno. The game was pretty even, but I just really needed Zeno because he had the board, and I really needed to get off the board, and I just didn't see a Zeno all game. There was maybe 15 cards left in my deck at the end of the game, and there were 2 Zenos in it after. So that was kind of unfortunate, but it happens. It's variance in the game. I did hit one off life at the beginning of the game of Super Saiyan 3, so one of my 3 was gone in the first turn. So there were only 2 left, and obviously throughout the game, shuffling, whatever had happened. So that was just unfortunate I didn't draw Zeno that game. So I ended up, he won game 2. So we're going into game 3. everyone was pretty much done, right? So we're like, okay, like we're going to game 3, SS3 mirror match, like we're getting a draw. Like everyone knows, any player knows you're getting a draw. Like that's the way it happens. So a judge told us, I'm not sure how much time is left in the round. You guys should continue like pulling because we had put our mats away. So he's like, you should pull your mats back out and continue to play. So we're like, okay. So we pulled our mats out, started shuffling everything, and then a bunch of commotion started happening and everything. So at this time, I believe time was called in the round because everyone was going crazy. There's like, 30, 40 people around us. So at this time, we're shuffling out for game 3. So we signed the match up as a draw. Arturo hands in the match slip. We're getting ready for the next round, and we both get called up. And they basically question us and ask us how our match slip, which is a result of a draw, was handed in before time was called, because time apparently was not called yet when we handed in the match slip. So, at this, if you've ever been to a regional, you'll know that the winner brings up the match slip. If the result of a draw in time, the judge will bring up the match slip, because in time they will then come over, see who the winner is, and they will bring up the match slip. So we knew that the situation was a draw. We're experienced players. We're 1-1 going into time. It's a draw. That's how the game works. So we decided it's a draw. We didn't waste time. Judge, it's 1-1 going into game 3. Can we get it like? There's other things going on. The judges are like actually helping other players that aren't familiar with the end of game procedures, time procedures, or stuff like that. So we had filled it out as a draw. So by the rules of the game, I'm trying to think of the exact wording. We decided the outcome of the match before the match was over. So this is considered an intentional draw, which in the floor rules, an intentional draw is grounds for disqualification. So, long story short, we, by the floor rules, broke the rule and we were under grounds for disqualification. That is true. So we were disqualified for that. No hard feelings, whatever. I talked to Jim, talked to Casey after it happened. We understood. It's just the situation. We were obviously upset because it wasn't a situation of colluding at all. It was literally the game was over. We were just signed the match up as a draw because that's what happened, and brought it up. And apparently, when we had brought it up, the clock was not called for time yet. So we ended up getting disqualified, which was really unfortunate because we were both 3-0-1. With that draw, we would have been 3-0-2, which isn't, undefeated like 5-0, but it's still in a good position to get at least top 32 to get your invite, if not continue on to make top 8 because we were both on a roll. The only games that I had lost the entire day were the game versus Rishi, where I had misplayed with the Sensu Bean, and the game versus Arturo, where I didn't see the Zeno. So I was feeling really confident in my deck, and I was just pretty upset and distraught for the rest of the day. Honestly, I just went back to the hotel room, got a drink, and went out, got dinner with, actually waited till the tournament was over. Went out and got dinner with my friends who were still playing in the tournament. Celebrated a little bit because Scott got his invite that night. Some of our other friends got their invites. So that was cool. Got ready for day 2. I just wanted to really focus on not letting my mood affect me for day 2 because I knew that I was going to be upset about it. So going into day 2, I just wanted to focus up. Ended up playing the same deck. Like I said, I started off really slow. Started off 1-0 versus an SS3. It wasn't a necessarily swap. It was like yellow swap aggro with Bardock, the 15k Goku swap, and the Bardock Monkey, stuff like that. And it was an aggressive deck, kind of like a Storm deck. I ended up beating that. Then I played a Red-Blue Mirror match, who did not play Chain Zeno, and he ended up closing out that series 2-0. The way his deck was built just got a lot of card advantage in the mirror match. He played like the Bulma 1-drop for red, Cronulla, and a bunch of flutes, and he just got a ton of card advantage. And also, game 1, I didn't hit red at all off the opening, so I wasn't able to Trunks, flute, or anything like that, so I had a tough time awakening, so he had a really good start to that game. Ended up, game 2, I was able to awaken, but he just had a lot of draw power and ended up closing it out. Round 3, I played Tony Ortiz, who I've known for a long time now, probably 8 years for an example, maybe 9. from the Naruto TCG that we played previously. So I haven't seen Tony in a while, so that was pretty nice. I ended up playing him. I think he took game 1, and then I took game 2. Game 3, I felt like I was in a really good position to win. I felt comfortable. He had like 2 cards in hand, and my man top decked a Kaba. I'm pretty sure it was a top deck. He had 2 cards in hand, didn't play the turn before, so I'm pretty sure he top decked it. And at that point, he already had 2 Kabas in play, and I was able to just continue to make him swing. Cause he Kaba into another 4-drop Khalifa into the 2-drop Kale. So it just had an extra 2 attackers plus a draw, and it just had a ton more pressure that really helped swing the game. So that he ended up closing that out in the last turn, like it was his last swing, or I was definitely gonna kill him on my turn. So at that point, this is when I was kind of upset. I was 1-2. I wanted to drop and kind of just enjoy the con, but I had flown all the way to Indianapolis to try and get my invite. So I was gonna play until I lost again. And if I was X3, then I was going to drop. I ended up winning my next round, which was an SS3 mirror. I ended up winning... No, that's not true. I ended up getting a free win my next round because my opponent didn't show up. Then I played a blue-green SS3 mirror, and I ended up taking that, which was close games. At the end of the games, I had a bunch of negates. I won that in game 3. So at this point, I was 3-2. Who did I play? It was an SS3 deck. I know after that, I'm just trying to remember the colors. I believe it was another green-blue SS3. Maybe a mono-blue SS3. I ended up taking that one. Then, going into round 7, who did I play in round 7? Oh, round 7 I played, I can't recall his name. He was playing Victory Strike U7 with Golden Frieza. Game 1, he killed me in literally like 5 minutes. It was the shortest game I've ever played of Dragon Ball Super. It was like charge pass, charge whatever. I didn't have an Awaken tool. Although my only Awaken tool, he crushed a ball, killed right away. So I was like, okay, this is a really slow game. And then he just played Victory Strike on turn 5 and just killed me. I was like, okay, I lose. Going into game 2. On turn 2 or something, I attacked with the crit Trunks and crit his Victory Strike, and I was just, okay, I win. I was just super confident that if he couldn't Victory Strike me, I was just going to win the game. Because I just don't think I lose to that deck without Victory Strike. Like, the big Frieza could hurt, but I can hit it, I can play around it. The big Goku could hurt, but like I said, I can hit, I can play around that. The Victory Strike is, if they have it, at that time they lose, so unless I hit beforehand or chain Zeno beforehand. Like, obviously, the similar things, if they Goku beforehand, like, hit isn't going to do anything. But they're not a game ender on its own. I can negate that Goku, even if I can negate him twice. If I have 2 negates, I can't negate the Victory Strike guy. So, I just needed, when I saw he was gone, I was just like, okay, we're in a good spot. Closed that game out. Game 3, I played Hit when he had 3 energy going into 4 energy. I saw he had Victory Strike, left it in his hand, got rid of anything he could play the next turn. Had another hit and chain attack Zeno, so going into the next turn into his 5, I was going to make sure he couldn't Victory Strike me. So at that point, his hand was like 12 cards, so there's no point in hitting again. I knew he had like 4 different threats in his hand from what I had seen the turn before. He had like Frieza, Big Frieza, Goku, all that, so I just played Chain Zeno, got rid of the Victory Strike. So now at this point, unless he drew the yellow 5-drop, the green 8-drop or 7-drop, and Victory Strike, then I was confident I was going to win. He needed to draw those off Zeno. And like 2 or 3 of his yellow Gokus were already gone, and like 2 of his green Gokus were already gone. So I was pretty confident at that point, and I am closing that game out. And then going to round 8, I played Amir, who ended up conceding to me and gave me that win. So overall, 6-2, 14th seed. Would have been nice to top 8. One of the events, day 1, I had kind of a shot. I would have had to win out. In the bracket, but I had a shot at it that day, and going into Saturday, I just started off rough. If I didn't start off rough, I could have made it there, but it happens. I'm just going to get into the deck. It's pretty similar to a lot of the red-blue decks you've seen. Nothing too special. So let me just get into that. So this extra sleeve here, this is a Kefla that I borrowed. 4 Trunks. Helps you self-awaken. It's good early. it's pretty good late. Obviously, Cab is better late, but this is much better early. I don't mind critting Rudigarn. I don't want to double strike them though, so I like to play this as my Self Awakener, and I have Flute to bounce it back. 2 Digging Deep for the SS3 mirror match. I wish I played 3 of this probably. Either 3 and 3, or at least side decks more of these for the SS3 mirror match, because this was so good in that matchup, where Trunks was not the best. 2 Burst Attacks. On Friday, I actually did play 3 of this, and I swapped it out for this Kefla. He was good, but he was really good in the situations where his effect procced, but Kefla was amazing every time I played her, so I just swapped it out. I really didn't see him almost at all Saturday, which is unfortunate, but every time that I did see him and his effect went off, he was amazing. I would definitely play 2 again, if not 3, just to see it a little bit more, but I really liked him. 4 Chain Attacks. So the only real targets are Zeno, Burst Attack, and if you want to play Digging Deep, you can, or the combo Gohan if you really need to. But I just wanted to be able to see him when I needed it. I thought that I would need Zeno in a lot of the matchups, and I ended up needing it in a lot of the matchups. 4 Unbreakables. You play this in almost every deck, especially a red deck, and especially Super Saiyan 3, because you can untap energy to make it so this is live. 4 Topos. This card is absolutely broken. These are your 4th, 5th, and 6th, or your 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th negates. So this makes it so you can play defensive, and you have this in combo Gohan to play bodies on their turn and pressure them back, and it also clears the board of all little guys and makes them combo out of his first attacker. He's just going to keep clearing their board. 4 hits. For some forsaken reason, I played 3 on Friday. And then I realized that was just awful, and I switched it to 4 for Saturday, because every time I played, every game I wanted to see this as much as possible, pretty much. Like, the card is just absolutely broken. That would be the 3 Kefla. Originally, when I tested the deck the week before, I was playing Beerus 5-drop, and he was pretty good, but I thought that Kefla was just better off Zeno, better off a top deck most of the time, and she's live. Like, throw anytime in the game. Like, obviously, Beerus' effect is going to go off most of the time, but sometimes it won't. She's really good versus apes also, because she can attack twice. So if they want to block, they have to combo 2 cards to protect the ape. If they want to block a second one, they have to combo another 2 cards or 3 cards to protect the ape while I'm drawing cards. So it's just really good in a lot of matchups and a lot of grindy matchups. I ended up playing with 3 Flute. I know no 4 Flute. The only targets really were combo Gohan and Trunks, and then like random stuff just to filter, like these guys you can bounce back to draw a card, but the main target was combo Gohan. So since I wasn't playing Boo, Bulma, or anything like that, I didn't really need to play 4. 3 Whis' Coercion. I kind of wanted to play 4 in my main deck, but I just couldn't fit it. And then 3 was fine. I could side in the 4th if I ever needed to. And then I ended up on Saturday, I just took the 4th out of my side deck and put in Mafuba for rogue matchups and stuff like that, because Mafuba is really good, especially versus Kefla. 4 Senzu Bean. You play 4 Senzu Bean in this format. This card is amazing. It's just amazing. Untaps energy, 5k boost. It's so good on the defense. Helps extend plays on the offense when you need, because you don't play on yielding. 4 boost attacks. It's your super combo. I like it more than Kibito Kai because it's a consistent draw one. 4 combo Gohans. So I was trying to fit the 4th Whis, and it was just between 4 Gohans or 4 Whis. And Gohan was a flute target and pretty much did exactly what Whis did 80 to 90% of the time while creating a body. So I just felt that it was better to play 4 of him. 3 Zenos. He's a blue energy if you have him when you don't need him, or if you have 2 of them. And other than that, I just played 3 to make sure that I saw him when I needed him, which unfortunately I did not versus Arturo. 1 Scientist Fu. On Friday I played 2 of this, and then I took 1 out and put in a Fu Shrouded Mystery. So I was originally just side decking these, and then I decided that it's just too good in the SS3 mirror match, and that most of the field is SS3, so I wanted to fit one in my main deck. So that was the main deck. It is actually only 1 card different from Coombs' deck. If you guys had seen his deck profile, we didn't talk about the deck actually at all we ended up just playing the same deck. He played 3 chain attack and 4 flute, and I played 3 flute and 4 chain attack. Those are the only differences. And then I'll get into my side deck real quick and why I played these cards again. If you guys know anything about me, my side decks are usually horrible because I don't play test a lot, and it's kind of just theory crafting or ideas the night before on what we might play. 2 Haru-Harus. I had Cronoa, and I was just like, Cronoa shit. Right now, I'll just play Haru-Haru in case I play Golden Frieza, like the one that I played, the Universe 7 one, because I can play it in flute and everything, so it's just better in that matchup. 2 Mafubas. This is also good in that matchup, but he played Battering Laser, so I was afraid to put it in, honestly. But it was really good versus Kefla and other things like that if I played the Mirror. Another Scientist Fu. This was really just if I played Cell Chain. I would put this in over the other Fu. Dimensional Banisher Fu. I put this in versus Mono Blue if they left Bergamo and stuff like that. Dragon Fist Super Saiyan 3. This was versus like Apes, or I even sided in versus Green, which I didn't play versus the Green deck. Just to bounce stuff off the field, like bounce Analyzer off the field and be able to pressure that turn without discarding, stuff like that. 2 Yajirobe. This was versus like Rudigarn and other decks like that have a hard time getting over this, and they kind of just have to run their face into it and just lose a Fu or a Lakaba or something. 2 Jacko versus Rudigarn as well. This just helps you win when they're pressuring a lot. They can pressure, and you can just bounce 10k back, and it's a 15k swing. 1 Fu Shard and Mystery. This is just in case I was playing a mirror match, especially a red-blue mirror match, like the exact same deck, because this card just absolutely destroys me. They can't Topo, they can't Whis, they can't Combo Gohan, they can't Sensu Bean. Like, half of the deck is defensive cards, and they can't play any of them, and it provides a 30k body, and all your other effects and battle cards can still attack and everything, so it's really powerful. That was my recap. Unfortunately, I will not be at ARG Philly because I will be going on vacation the week after that, so I was not able to get work off, but it's okay. We got our invite, boys. We'll be at Columbus, Ohio in November for the Dragon Ball Z National Championship. Other than that, I'm not sure what events I'm attending yet until they announce them on the East Coast, like some ARGs or something. As far as Bandai Regionals go, Richmond's up in the air, that's a maybe. And then I'm going to try and go to at least 1 or 2 other regionals, regardless of the location. So Orlando's on my list of maybes. And then maybe like Vegas, some other events where along with going to the event, I could maybe visit people that I know outside of card games. Like I have friends in Dallas, for example. There's events in Dallas, so I could go to like one of those cities where I could hang out with people that I know outside of card games, as additionally as going to the event, since the event is only 1 day for the new regionals. So if I was going to one of those, flying out to one of those, I'd want to do something with it, make something of it, instead of just flying out for that day. Until next time, I'm out, but definitely go check out the 3XG fan. I'm sure you guys already know who Matt is and his channel, but go become a patron. Peace.